showed up, what could have been.
Okay, this is the one by Taylor Swift.
I'm doing good, I'm on some new shit. Been saying yes instead of no. I thought I saw you at the bus stop, I didn't though. I hit the ground running each night. I hit the Sunday matinee. You know the greatest films of all time were never made.
What is that ST thing?
I guess you never know, never know. And if you wanted me, you really should have showed. And if you never bleed, you're never gonna grow. And it's all right now.
Woo!
But we were something, don't you think so? Roaring 20s, tossing pennies in the pool. And if my wishes came true, it would have been you.
Ooh.
In my defense, I have none for never leaving well enough alone. But it would have been fun if you would have been the one. I have this dream you're doing cool shit, having adventures on your own. You meet some woman on the internet and take her home. We never painted by the numbers, baby, but we were making it count. You know the greatest loves of all time are over now. I guess you never know, never know. And it's another day waking up alone. But we were something, don't you think so? Roaring 20s, tossing pennies in the pool. And if my wishes came true, it would have been you. In my defense, I have none.
I love that lyric.
Never leaving well enough alone. But it would have been fun if you would have been the one. I persist and resist the temptation to ask you if one thing had been different. Would everything be different today? We were something, don't you think so? Rose flowing with your chosen family. And it would have been sweet if it could have been me. In my defense, I have none for digging up the grave another time. But it would have been fun if you would have been the one.
Wow. What a moody song. I want to start by breaking down some of the lyrics. She says, I'm doing good, I'm on some new shit. To me, that opening line just feels like a lie right off the bat. But it's a loving lie. You know, the kind of Instagram post we post with a smile and a filter, like that. It's like something you say to convince yourself. And then later she says, I thought I saw you at the bus stop. It wasn't though. And that line right there, she's shattering the illusion. That line just tells me that she's looking everywhere for him and she's not over it. She's like seeing ghosts, but not the ghost of him, but the ghost of what she wanted him to be. And then she says this really cool line that says, you know, the greatest films of all time were never made. She's admitting to herself that the potential was never real. It's like a movie she directed in her head. And now she's sitting alone in the theater. The credits are rolling. The lights are turning on. I'm so sorry, you guys. I have to talk these analogies out. The song just feels like she's trying to convince herself as she sings. And it feels emotionally distant on purpose. In the song, there's no build. There's no bridge. And that's because it fizzled. Like, it never climaxed, and that's the point. This doesn't feel like a breakup song for someone she's dated. It's more for the version of the relationship that she hoped would happen. A relationship that was more real in her head than it was in reality. Taylor didn't write the song for people who lost love. She wrote it for the people who lost potential. Like that almost relationship. Like you planned it all out in your head, but it never really happened. This song is like low-key grief, but it's controlled. Like when you're staring at the ceiling and thinking to yourself, like, damn, that could have been good. And that's what makes it hurt even more. Like there's no dramatic ending. It didn't crash and burn. It just slowly faded away. This isn't the type of heartbreak that comes with a big breakup speech. It's the one where you realize, oh, he never really chose me, did he? That type of feeling. And the worst part is you were too busy building a relationship in your mind. Then by the time you woke up, there was nothing left to hope for. Just your own reflection and fake storylines. Oh, that hurts. But to cut it short, the one isn't about, it's about coming to terms with the fact that you were in love with the person that you imagined them to be and not really in love with the person they actually were. Guys, let's get to the next one. This is one hell of a way to start this album. Okay guys, this is Cardigan, and if you haven't noticed, I am going in order. It's what you guys recommended, so I'm trying it with this album. Let's get into it.
Vintage tea, brand new phone, high heels on, cobblestones. When you are young, they assume you know nothing. Sequin smile, black lipstick, sensual politics. When you are young, they assume you know nothing. But I knew you, dancing in your Levi's, drunk under a street light.
Oh wow.
I knew you, hand under my sweatshirt, baby, kiss it better, right? And when I felt like I was an old cardigan under someone's bed, you put me on and said I was your favorite.
Oh wow.
A friend to all is a friend to none. Chase two girls, lose the one. When you are young, they assume you know nothing. But I knew you, playing hide and seek and giving me a weekend's eye. I knew you, your heartbeat on the high line, once in 20 lifetimes. And when I felt like I was an old cardigan under someone's bed, you put me on and said I was your favorite.
Wow. Wow. That piano.
Cars and downtown bars was all we needed.
What the frick? Oh my gosh. This song is about being used, replaced, and forgotten. I have the lyrics pulled up on my phone. Let's start off with the core of the song. I felt like I was an old cardigan under someone's bed. The real pain isn't that he took her off. The pain is that he put her away. That line isn't about love, it's about neglect. It's about being someone's comfort until you're no longer exciting, and then getting tossed aside like something out of season. This is a post-abandonment diary entry. It's about trying to make sense of why someone treated you like a treasure until they didn't, and she still romanticizes it. Now, production-wise, this song is genius. It feels warm, almost safe, like she's rocking herself through the pain. The atmosphere is kind of foggy, like she's almost reliving it like in a dream, or like a memory she keeps opening and reclosing. And her vocals are soft, yet haunted. But now let's talk about this music video. This is visual poetry. We start in this like dim cabin type of setting. It's nice, but it's isolated. And this just sets the tone. She's in her own world, remembering everything. And then she opens the piano and it becomes a portal. And she's pulled into like this enchanted forest. And I think this represents romance. It's beautiful, it's magical, it's immersive, but it's also unstable because soon she's in the stormy sea, literally holding on to the piano, the only thing to keep her afloat. Keep up with me now. This represents love when it's wild and unsteady. That's drowning in someone while trying to keep your identity intact. And then she opens the piano again and she's back in the cabin. She's back here again, cold, wet, shivering. And what does she do? Put on the cardigan, one she chooses to wear. And I think that's her way of saying, you left me in pieces, but I put myself back together. She also says this core line, when you are young, they assume you know nothing. And that lyric isn't about literal age. This is about people assuming just because you love softly or fell deeply that you don't understand what's happening. But she did. She knew it all. She knew he was never going to stay, but she loved him anyway. The song is about being someone's home until they find something shinier. I feel like this is one of the songs that people call dreamy, romantic, soft, but in reality, it's a recovery letter. It's about what happens after the love story ends. She says this line, and when I felt like I was an old cardigan.
An old cardigan under someone's bed.
Under someone's bed. That line, that's about being forgotten while still functional. Like you still loved them, you still had warmth for them, but they still left. This song truly captures the almost enough trauma. Like they loved parts of you, they needed you, but not enough to choose you. And then when they left, they didn't even look back. Guys, there's so much I could say about this song. It's so good, but let's move on to the next one. Okay, this is The Last Great American Dynasty by Taylor Swift.
Rebecca rode up on the afternoon train. It was sunny. Her salt box house on the coast took her mind off of St. Louis.
Rebecca.
Bill was the heir to the Standard Oil name and money, and the town said, how did a middle class divorce they do it? The wedding was charming, if a little gauche. There's only so far new money goes. They picked out a home and called it Holiday House.
Holiday House.
Parties were tasteful, if a little loud. The doctor had told him to settle down. It must have been her fault his heart gave out. And they said, there goes the last great American dynasty. Who knows if she never showed up, what could have been? There goes the maddest woman this town has ever seen. She had a marvelous time, ruining everything. Rebecca gave up on the Rhode Island set forever. Flew in all her bitch pack friends from the city. Filled the pool with champagne and swam with the big names and blew through the money on the boys and the ballet, and losing on card game bets with Dolly. And they said, there goes the last great American dynasty. Who knows if she never showed up, what could have been? There goes the most shameless woman this town has ever seen.
Shameless.
She had a marvelous time, ruining everything. They say she was seen on occasion, pacing the rocks, staring out at the midnight sea. And in a feud with her neighbor, she stole his dog and died at Key Lime Green. 50 years is a long time. Holiday house side, quietly on that beach, free of women with madness, the men in bad habits, and then it was bought by me.
Wow.
Who knows if I never showed up, what could have been?
Wow.
There goes the loudest woman this town has ever seen. I had a marvelous time, ruining everything. I had a marvelous time.
Woo!
Ruining everything, a marvelous time. Ruining everything, a marvelous time. I had a marvelous time.
Wow. I loved this. Okay, this is a lot. The song, it's about Taylor rewriting the ending that they already had planned out for her. This song is so much more than some rich wife throwing house parties in Rhode Island. This song seems like it's very coded. In this song, Rebecca is a wealthy woman who was married into old money and then basically villainized after her husband died. They said she was too loud, too flashy, too scandalous. And does that sound familiar? Here, Taylor is telling the story of every woman who was ever called too much for living loudly. She paints this picture of a woman who dared to throw parties, dyes dogs green, and not sit quietly after a loss. And society did what society does and turned her into a spectacle. But what she does here is genius. She's reclaiming the narrative. She says, if they want a mad woman, I'll give them one. It's both rebellious and self-aware at the same time. Taylor looking at the way people dragged her through headlines, misquoted her, made her a villain, And instead of defending herself, she rebrands it as a legacy. She has a line that says, "There goes the loudest woman the town has ever seen." That line isn't an insult, it's a badge. She's reclaiming the title Too Loud and rebranding it to legacy status. That's not shame, that's legacy, the type where she says, "You'll remember me even if you hate me." So this song isn't just about Taylor or Rebecca or the Rhode Island mansion. It's about the kind of woman people don't know what to do with. The woman who doesn't shrink herself after a heartbreak. It's about how society turns powerful women into cautionary tales. And Taylor flips that into a power move. She's basically saying, if being unapologetic ruins the party, maybe the party needed to be ruined. So this song is for the women who have ever been called too emotional, too much, too loud, too extra. And instead of changing themselves, they decided to own it. This is a really great song. I really liked how she used Rebecca to get that message across. Okay, this is Exile by Taylor Swift.
I can see you standing, honey, with his arms around your body.
Woo!
But the joke's not funny at all.
That deep voice.
And it took you 5 whole minutes to pack us up and leave me with it, holding all this love out here in the hall.
Wow.
I think I've seen this film before, and I didn't like the ending. You're not my homeland anymore, so what am I defending now? You were my town, now I'm in exile, seeing you out. I think I've seen this film before.
Whoever voice that is gave me the chills.
I can see you staring, honey, like he's just your understudy, like you'd get your knuckles bloody for me. Second, third, and 100th chances, balancing on breaking bridges. Those eyes add insult to injury. This film before, and I didn't like the ending. I'm not your problem anymore, so who am I offending now? You were my crown, now I'm in exile, seeing you out. I think I've seen this film before, so I'm leaving out the side door.
So step right out. There is no amount of cry I can do for all this time. We always walked a very thin line. You didn't even hear me out. You never gave a warning sign.
I gave so many
all this time, I never learned to read your mind. I couldn't turn things around, 'cause you never gave a warning sign.
Wow, their voice.
You're not my homeland anymore, so what am I defending now? You were my town, now I'm in exile, seeing you out. I think I've seen this film before, so I'm leaving out the side door.
So step right out. There is no amount of crying I can do for all this time.
This is insane. This is not just a duet. It's a whole entire miscommunication breakdown. This song is two people grieving two different relationships. This is definitely one of the most intelligent songs I've ever heard from Taylor Swift. But here's the thing, it's not a love song and it's not just a breakup. It's about how painful it is when two people experience the same relationship differently. And what makes this song brutal is that neither person is the villain. There's no cheating, betrayal, explosive fight. It's like two people standing across from each other, speaking two different emotional languages, and neither one knows how to translate. The guy says, "You didn't even hear me out. You never gave a warning sign." She says, "Didn't even hear me out. I gave so many signs." This isn't just a miscommunication. This is a fundamental disconnect. One person feels like they were giving everything, while the other person feels like they weren't given enough and that they were completely in the dark. And that's what makes the song so raw. It's not about who's right. It's about the pain of being misunderstood while trying your hardest. When they say, "You're not my homeland anymore," woo! So what am I defending now? That line for me is when the heartbreak settles in. The home that you once fought to protect isn't yours anymore. The relationship isn't even recognizable. You're standing in the same space, but everything feels foreign now. The word exile is like the emotional version of ghosting. It's like when someone doesn't physically leave, but they stop showing up emotionally. It's like watching someone pack their bags long before they even walk out the door. This song is the moment you realize the person has already emotionally left you and you didn't even see it coming because you were still fighting, still hoping, still holding on while they were already writing the credits. Oh my God. This song is slow. It's heavy. The piano is almost like pacing. And y'all, when their voices finally overlap, that overlap isn't harmony. It's memories clashing. They're not singing with each other. They're interrupting each other. Because that's what it feels like when two people are holding on to two different versions of the same love. Guys, please let me know your interpretation of this song. It is so deep. The next song should be My Tears Ricochet, but I have already reacted to that one over on my YouTube. So if you missed it, please go check that out. But now let's get into the last and final song of the day. Okay, this is Mirrorball by Taylor Swift. How it's mirroring.
I'm a mirrorball. I'll show you every version of yourself tonight. I'll get you out on the floor, shimmering beautiful. And when I break it's in a million pieces.
Wow.
When no one is around, my dear, you'll find me on my show you every version of yourself tonight.
That song is very interesting because it felt like the lyrics weren't matching up with the music. Something felt off, but I really did like the lyrics of the song. This song is about being fragile. It's about being whatever you need to be just to be loved and realizing even when you shine, you're breakable. So this song is definitely for people pleasers, the performers, the ones that morph into different versions of themselves just to keep the peace. So this isn't a love song. It's what it sounds like to break yourself just to be loved. This song is painfully self-aware. She's not just singing about vulnerability. She's singing about performing her own pain just to stay relevant, just to be wanted, just to not be left behind. The metaphor here is genius. She calls herself a mirrorball, not a spotlight. A mirrorball reflects on everyone else. It doesn't just shine on its own. It takes your light and throws it back in pieces. It sparkles, sure, but only when it's constantly spinning and fractured. And that's what it feels like to be a people pleaser in survival mode. To constantly shift yourself, your emotions, your dreams, just to be loved. To feel like you have to entertain or please just to be seen. That's exhaustion. I can change everything about me to fit in. That line is not quirky. It's devastating. She's admitting that her entire identity is liquid, shaped by whatever container she's placed in. This song is airy and distant, kind of like you're floating. It mirrors the emotional state of someone who's disconnected from their core self. Her vocals are soft and whispery. She sounds like she's apologizing for existing, even while performing. Like someone who's smiling on stage, but dead behind the eyes. She says, I'm still on that tightrope. I'm still trying everything to get you laughing at me. She's balancing her entire existence, every moment of the day, just trying to stay entertaining enough to not be replaced. She's scared that if she stops spinning, if she shows her true self, everyone will leave. So this song isn't about being delicate. It's about being used to your own fragility and performing anyway. So this song is about emotional labor, about being the one who adapts, the one who adjusts, the one who holds the tension in the relationship just to keep it pretty on the outside. But underneath it all, you're exhausted. You don't even know who you are anymore. And still you spin, you smile, you sparkle, because you're terrified if you stop, they'll stop choosing you. This song is too deep for words. Guys, let me know what your favorite song is from the Folklore album. And please let me know what the song means to you. And I will see you besties in part 2 on Wednesday. Bye, you guys.